Let that relationship go. You don't deserve it. Your family and friends don't deserve to be involved. And those people that are innocent on the outside that don't know that they're being brought into your mess, those kids that are being born because of your mess, they don't deserve it. Fix your mess. Stop cycling your relationship and destroying people on the outside of your cycle, your on again and off again relationships. Welcome to Win Win with Gwen, hosted by Gwendolyn Shores, author, inspirational speaker, transformational coach, and CEO of Minds Above Matters. This is the podcast where your dreams ignite, limits shatter, and action leads to the life that you deserve. Your breakthrough starts now. Welcome to Win Win with Gwen. I'm your host, transformational coach Gwendolyn Shores. I'm so happy to have you here today. Today we're going to talk about cyclical relationships. You may or may not be familiar with cyclical relationships, but the odds are you were involved in one or somebody brought you into one without you even knowing you were a part of their cycle. By the end of this podcast, you're going to understand what a cyclical relationship is, how it affects all the people involved, and why they happen. Let's get started. Cyclical relationships. They're the on again, off again, on again, back and forth relationships that people are involved in. They make up and break up and make up. They do this over and over and over and over and over again. No matter how many years they're together, this is a part of the process they go through within their relationship. Do you know someone like that? Have you actually gotten involved with people who go back and forth? If it's you or if you've been involved, I pray for you because it is not a situation anyone should ever be in. I dated a man and we were that couple. Not only were we that couple, I've witnessed other people who were those couples. These situations can be so toxic to everyone involved, and they can be dangerous. I was dating this guy. I was so in love with him. I was faithful. I'm not going to say I was perfect in that relationship because, we can always say what the other person did to us, and we seem to forget that we did something to them as well in the relationship, especially when you're arguing back and forth. There's something inside that relationship that's called the get back. You might have started it, but I'm going to get you back. And in the process of getting back, that makes me an individual that has done something wrong in the relationship. We both became toxic in this relationship. I wanted him to do things in a relationship the way I wanted him to do them, to provide me with what I needed in a relationship. Now, it wasn't that I was asking him to go outside of himself to do things for me that he's never done. He was this person in the beginning of the relationship, and that's how we ended up falling in love. He was the type of person who came home, spent time with children, helped clean the house, paid the bills. He did all of those things, and then one day we woke up, and he wanted to come in late, pay a bill that was due 2 months late. He was reckless in that relationship. And yes, I retaliated. There was things I wanted so bad in that relationship that I pulled the breakup card. Yes, I pulled the breakup card. I said, look, if you come in late one more time, it's over. Don't call me. Don't come back to this house. Just don't worry about being with me ever again. He called my bluff and he left. I called his phone over and over and over again. Now, let me tell you why I was doing this, in my opinion. I was doing this because, one, he was my comfort zone. I didn't want to have to be in pain while he was gone. The very moment he left, my heart started breaking. I was stressed out. There was anxiety. There were so many emotions going on inside of me, emotions that I wasn't ready to deal with. And that's the thing. When someone leaves you and it's off again, on again relationship, you fear having to deal with the pain of breaking up. And I don't know if you've ever had a broken heart before. It's bad. I don't know what it feels like to have to break a drug or alcohol addiction, but I've seen withdrawals of people that went through that. And I like to say that having a broken heart is similar to that. I fought hard to bring that person back into my life because I did not like the withdrawal symptoms of a broken heart. So I called him. I asked friends had they heard from him. I didn't stop until I got him back on the phone and back in my bed. That's right. You bring these people back in because you don't want to deal with the pain. There was also a financial section there. Even though he was paying bills late, he was paying the bills. And I felt as though I needed that help. Let me tell you something. You shouldn't have to depend on people for love, for money, for anything. Everything that you need in life, you should be putting yourself in a position that you can give it to yourself. And I learned that later on. I learned it the hard way. I became a person who was able to pay my own bills, who was able to love myself and care for myself. I gave these things to myself, which gave me a power and a strength that allowed me to not have to put myself back in a toxic relationship. And if I was to get in a toxic relationship, I wasn't dependent and stuck in a relationship that wasn't working for me, that wasn't serving me. If you are in a relationship, male or female, start doing the work to put yourself in a position where you can support yourself in all areas in the relationship. You don't have to be stuck, is what I'm saying. And you don't have to wait to get unstuck. Get out of a bad situation and then work on creating a better situation for yourself outside of that bad relationship or situation, because you have the ability to fix your life. When this person came back into my life, I was happy. I wasn't dealing with the pain of the breakup, but the thing about it was that the change that I needed wasn't there. And I accepted it at the moment. But that's the thing about these cyclist relationships. You are accepting them back, but you're not accepting the way they were behaving in the relationship. So guess what? It's still toxic. You're arguing back and forth again. And that person leave on their own this time. They're not wanting to deal with the anxiety, the pain, the possibility of not being able to get in a relationship, the fact that they are now outside of their comfort zone, even if their comfort zone was a war zone. They're dealing with pain. Nothing's working. Now, let's throw a twist inside of there. Now, both parties involved are bringing other people into their individual lives. While they're on the breakup, knowing they're going to make up, knowing this is a permanent breakup, because they are used to going back and forth so much that they don't even have the heartache anymore of the breakup, because they know, that they're going to get back together, because this is a part of their cycle. This is their cycle now. So now outside of the relationship, when the breakups occur, they feel like they can do what they want to do. They start dating other people. These other people get attached to them. What's crazy is that sometimes children are born when these toxic relationships are being created outside of the toxic main relationship. I know people that have been in a situation where now they're back together again and there's a baby outside of the household, and that affects the relationship so much. The trust, there's anxiety, there's hate inside of what we call love. You're in love, but you're in hate at the same time. You can't stand this person. Your finances are affected if a baby is involved, because now there's child support going outside the house. So now you have extra baggage to deal with, extra attitudes to deal with. Now you have responsibility. You're not even responsible in the relationship that you're in, and now you have connected to someone where you have to spread yourself thinner in a situation that's not even working. Now you have to take care of needs outside of the household. This cycling type of relationship that you're in, there's no trust. There's financial difficulty now. You have to nurture and take care of outside children. It's a mess. When you allow yourself to not take care of the relationship that you're in and you bring other people in, that's not good. Not to mention your family and your friends. They're affected by this as well. If you're in a relationship like the one I'm talking about, and you bring your family and friends in, you're telling all of your business. You're telling them how that person hit you, scream at you, stay out late, mess up money. The people that love and care about you, they don't want to hear that because now they don't respect the person you're with anymore. And when you are off, their feelings and their emotions and their words of, oh, I'm so sorry you're going through that. I don't like that person anymore. If that person ever comes back around, oh my gosh, I want to put my hands on them. Their way of feeling or respecting the person that you were with has changed. So when you get back with that person, here you are bringing your person to Christmas dinner, to family functions. And you want to know why people are rolling their eyes at your spouse now? Why they have no respect and they're talking to them like they're nothing. You wonder why that's happening? It's because of you. You created that opinion in them. You sparked those emotions. And now you want everything to go back to the way it was. But let me tell you something. Your person is not their person. And they're not the ones going back and forth. So they're going to remain feeling the way they feel because you fed them those seeds. And those seeds grew. When you're in these type of relationships, it's important that you do the work that's needed inside the relationship and not outside of the relationship in order to fix the situation. You need prayer, communication, and counseling. Stop going outside of your relationship involving everyone else in your mess. Let me repeat this again. Prayer, communication, and counseling. If you're not going to do those things, let that relationship go. You don't deserve it. Your family and friends don't deserve to be involved. And those people that are innocent on the outside that don't know that they're being brought into your mess, those kids born because of your mess, they don't deserve it. Fix your mess. Stop cycling your relationship and destroying people on the outside of your on again and off again relationships. And if you have to cut those relationships off, understand that it's going to hurt. But that hurt and pain is not going to be forever. Understand that you're going to have to refuse to pick up the phone when you feel that loneliness happening inside of your heart. Do the work that it takes to support yourself and love yourself because you have it within you to do these things. Strengthen yourself so that you don't have to be in these toxic relationships. You deserve so much more. If you're in a toxic relationship, one where you are back and forth, on and off again, remember, you're not just destroying yourself, you're destroying the lives of others. You don't have to stay in these relationships. There's ways to correct the relationship if you don't let the relationship go. This has been an amazing episode. Until next week, I want you to do the work it takes to change your life so that you can win. If you want change in your life, if you want to win, you have to do the work. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and follow. If you want some additional help on how to build belief, expectations, affirmations, and tenacity so that you can live the life that you've always dreamt of, check out my book. This is a guide that helps you get to the life you deserve. I'm your transformational coach and your host, Gwendolyn Shores, and it has definitely been a pleasure.